Hey everybody, welcome back to FateBound. We got a little my noise in the background. Today we're doing a quick tutorial on classmates. So once you get to the age to attend school, it's a pretty simple process. You're brought in to attend school. You can make friends with your teacher and you can make friends with each and every student in a class. Currently, right now, a lot of the things I'm going to be doing is based on assumptions. I am not going to know exactly every single aspect. That's up to you to find out for yourself. But I'm going to go over some of the basic things that I've learned. All right, so some of the things that you can do is become 100% friendly with your teacher. You can become 100% friendly with all of your classmates. Now, there are several activities you can do with classmates, including 2 negative activities you can do with classmates. So you can talk to them, compliment them, play with them, study with them, and you can do a couple of negative behaviors. You can tease them and you can ignore them. Now, let's talk about what the positive activities do. Each time you do a positive activity with another student, you have a chance to increase your relationship with them. This is a random number, but it's usually a little bit between 2 and 4%. Now, the highest ability that has the highest average increase in relationship is playing with somebody else. So I don't know if this is by design by the developer or it's just something randomly built in, but I've tested it across maybe doing it 100 to 200 times. The highest average chance to increase your relationship with any student is to play with them. Now, there are some situations that are a little bit awkward because you can compliment boys, and I play every game as if a heterosexual, so I'm not going to get into everyone's different genders and persuasions. I don't believe in doing that in a video game. I'm going to play the game the way I play the game. Now, there are many of you who want every single gender, every single preference, every single pronoun to be expected in the game, but I don't think that's realistic to expect a developer to sit there and socially figure out every single interaction between everyone's preference. Also, there's a couple of big giant walls. Number one, you can't do any flirting, you can't do any dating, you can't have a crush, you can't have any of the normal things that occur between people who are underage. Now, there's probably a reason for this because the developer wants to make sure that there are no sexual interactions between characters who are underage. But we all know that sexual interactions do occur between people who are underage. The only thing that really matters is that nobody above a minor interacts with somebody below a minor. And then again, there are many different laws in many different states. And so most of the time, developers in life simulator type games are going to play it safe. And they're going to say no flirtation, no infatuations, no crushes. But we all know those are totally normal. I can bypass that. I can ignore that. It's not a big deal. Now, each activity is going to pretty much run the gamut of several different activities. For instance, when you play with somebody, you might play with blocks. You might go outside. You might run around. I'm just making up stuff because there's so many different little things. There aren't a huge variety. Now, that doesn't mean that the developer is doing anything wrong. It just means that the developer is not spending hundreds of hours just creating this one little interaction. I think in the future, the developer, there's a lot of things they can do. I'm going to talk about that in a second. Now, as you begin to build relationships with your classmates, you can also become friends with them, which is a great way to get a +10 to your friendship. It increases your relationship by +10. So normally playing with them gives you a +6, but becoming friends with them gives you a +10. You also have another weird currency called popularity. Now, I don't know if it's your popularity or their popularity, but you can sometimes trigger a +1 to popularity. So popularity tends to be the most kind of hard to come by thing. Now, you're going to trigger popularity maybe 1 out of 3 interactions or 1 out of 5 interactions. Also, you will trigger something called changing the status of your relationship with that classmate. You can change them from friendly, very friendly, etc., to best friend. Now, In real life, we have this thing where people kind of have this argument that you can only have one best friend, but that's not true. Some people have many best friends, and this is the same thing. In this game, you can have several best friends. In fact, all 20 of your classmates, I don't know if that number is RNG or not, or is procedurally generated, I don't know. But in this game, you can have all 20 classmates as your best friend. I'm making an assumption because I've made 3 classmates my best friend. Now, there's another cool thing that you can do. When you become, like I said, you put these people on your friend list, which means you can interact with them globally when you have other things going on. For instance, you can globally interact with any acquaintances all at once. You can interact with people twice a year. It's a way of building up your friendships, and there's a kind of efficiency there. If you don't want to get all your popularities to 100%, you can get it up to a certain level, and then every year you get 2 chances to increase that popularity. Again, changes could happen, updates could happen, developer can change their mind, the algorithm could be changed. But I'm just giving you information based on everything I know. It's up to you to stay up to date, stay on the Discords, stay with the developer by giving them some constructive, positive, respectful feedback, and or you can listen to my videos. If there's any change or update, I'm sure to tell you about it. Now, let's get into the final part of some things I think that could be added to make the game even funner. Number 1, interactions between male and females could be, there could be, if you're male, you might want to flirt with a female. They could get a crush on you. You could get a crush on them. Jealousy could be added. So another female sees you flirting with another female. She could get jealous. Personal conversations could happen. Maybe boys could become friends, and maybe they have hobbies. So hobbies could intersect. There's lots of opportunities here with the relationships. They're very cut and dry, but we have a lot of building blocks here. We could add a lot of complexity, and that would be incredibly fun. Also, there's a chance to do things like teasing and negative activities. I think let's add another 4 or 5 negative activities. We can do more than just tease people. Again, I think a lot of times in this game, the developers playing it safe. They don't want to say, hey, you could punch somebody in the face, but in real life, we know we could punch somebody in the face. So let's add some more negative behaviors, and let's have a way for us to resolve disputes. If we go down the negative aisle, can we come back? And if we go down the popular aisle, can we come back? Can we turn a best friend into an enemy? Can we turn an enemy into a best friend? So there's some things there. I'd also like to see some other things that can occur. Maybe there's a particular switch we can flip, and we can make this a different kind of classroom environment. Again, I don't want to do the same thing over and over again. So when I get to college, am I going to have exactly the same thing going on? I think there's a lot of variety we can do here. But yeah, everything so far with FateBound has been very fun. I like it. It's very straightforward. The UI is easy to understand. Everything is simple. Everything is easy to interact with. There are no problems. Oh, I have a really major cool thing that could be added. When you do something, let's get a button so that we can repeat it. So say, for instance, I play with Monica and I play with her and I want to repeat the same action. Just put repeat. And then I can repeat, and then boom, I'm at 100% friendship. Why does it matter? Because it's a very grindy process to keep doing the same thing over and over again. There's at least several focus moves you have to make, and that's really slow. You're talking about 20 classmates making friends with them. That's going to take about 4 hours. So let's put some repeats in there. And that's not going to greatly affect the game. Maybe there's a $2.99 update that'll allow me to repeat everything, put a repeat button in. I think that's something a developer can do. Simple things like this don't fundamentally change the game. It's not a pay to play, it's a pay for convenience. I'm never against convenience. I know a lot of people don't like pay to play. A lot of people don't like transactions. A lot of people hate micro this, micro that. But again, that's the way life is. Just like if you want to get a faster Uber Eats delivery, you can pay $4 to get it faster or $1 to get it faster. Just like you don't have to have cable TV, you can get cable TV. So I don't know why people complain so much about transactions when in real life we have trillions of transactions. There's all kinds of transactions, all right? So again, I think there's a lot of things we can do to improve. I think the developer's done a great job. There aren't a lot of things, but there is one major bug. It's the update bug. Please fix it. Your app will all of a sudden say, there's an updated version. Well, why don't you update when I log in? Stop making me deal with it. I've had to shut the app down and try to update. And guess what? It doesn't say it updated. It doesn't tell me I've updated. It doesn't tell me how to update, and it won't let me update in the app with voiceover. So please fix that bug. It's absolutely horrible. It's incredibly annoying. But other than that, I'm super loving the game. I'm gonna keep playing it. Today is a quick tutorial. We talked about classmates. And on the next episode of our quick tutorial, we'll talk about something else. All right, folks, take care. I hope you appreciate what I do. I spend a lot of hours playing through games to figure out how to play them. I get a lot of advice from Queen Angel. Thank you, Queen Angel. And I get a lot of advice from all you. And again, appreciate all your channel friends like Bernice who tell me about all the latest and greatest life simulator games or action games or audio games and stuff like that. Keep giving me that love. I appreciate it. And I'll come back next time with another quick tutorial. Until then, take care.